Okay. Are we excited tonight? Are we excited? Are we excited? Trusting God for strength, trusting God for impact tonight. Are we excited? Let me see your excitement in the chat. Let me see your excitement in the chat board. Just type in excited, excited, excited in the chat. If you are. In a moment, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. For those who are joining us for the very first time, you are welcome to Millionaire Mentorship Call. This happens every Sunday, 8 p.m. And it's a place where you come for trainings that you don't get to have in cell meeting, right? Cell meeting time is strictly trainings allocated by the entrepreneur mentor himself. And so there are some areas in our team that we need to cover up on. And that's why we have our weekly training called MMC. So I want to welcome everybody once again. Now, for those of us who have been committed to this call, I'd like to first appreciate you for your consistency. Please go ahead and celebrate yourselves in the chat. You know yourself. And if you are here for the very first time, please, I encourage you to make it a commitment. Just like every Sunday you go to church, every day you go to your work, make this a commitment on your calendar. Once it's 8 p.m., let your alarm be ringing to join MMC. All right. So tonight we have a topic in front of us titled Sell or Be Sold: How to Handle Objections and Close Down Your Prospect. How many of us are excited about this topic? Okay. I was trying to do a research, and it dawned on me that the average network marketer in their career loses millions of naira because they lack this particular skill of handling prospect objection. The moment a prospect tells you, I don't have money, all of a sudden you go mute. All of a sudden, it's like they pour cold water on you. All the excitement, all the confidence just drains off your body. The moment they give you an objection like this, it's like a ton of brick just fell on you. Who has ever felt like that here? I'm number one. Okay. The moment to give me an objection, I just run away. Right? Let's go look for somebody else. But tonight, I'm going to attempt to share with you different things you can do to help your prospect understand the business that we have, to the point where they can make an informed decision to either start or no. Okay, either yes or no, that's all you need. Okay, you need an answer. You need them to give you their decisions on whether or not they are going to do the business, right? So how do you deal with it when they give you all kinds of objections? Tonight, I will do my best to, give you the most common ones. The amazing thing, the good news is that, the objections in our business are not very much, right? So there's like a limited number of them. Okay. If I ask you now to go to the chat and give me the objections you hear when you show you put this business, if I let's even do the exercise right now, please go to the chat and give me what are the common objections that you hear. It will shock you that it's literally the same. I don't have money. I don't have time. Give me in the chat board. I cannot convince people. How do I get people to join? Give me. I mean, type it in the chat board. Give me the samples you get. Let me think about it. I don't have contacts. I can't convince people. Someone has told me about it. Okay. I am not interested. Thank you. That's even straightforward, right? At least now you have a decision. So just move on. Okay. I'm not a people person. Can you imagine? Money is evil. Really? Like, seriously? It's not my thing, right? I don't have time. I'm a shy person. These things are scam. I don't do MLM. Okay. Please keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. So how do you handle now? Understand the fact that we are going to be in different unique situations with our prospect from time to time. So but just get the basic framework. All right. Get the basic framework so that when you find yourself in a situation, you know what to do. All right. And something else I'm going to say is this: as we go through these objections, please understand that you don't have to sign up everybody to become successful. Amen. You don't have to sign up everybody to become successful. Okay. So don't be so concerned when somebody did not join your business. Don't feel like a failure. Don't feel like a failure when somebody refuses to join your business, even after you have done everything. All right. So, but that being said, let's quickly do some ground rules. Number one is what? The fortune in network marketing is in the follow-up. It is not in the instant sign-up. In fact, I have this saying I tell my people, I said, instant sign-up is a miracle. The fortune is in the follow-up. In other words, you invite somebody to the presentation, they come, they sign up immediately. It's actually a miracle. Okay? The real fortune is in the follow-up because they will have questions that have not been answered, right? They want to know more, they want to have more information. So understand that the fortune in our business, if you get one person to sign up instantly, out of 10, know that if you follow up, you can get 3, 4 more to sign up in the follow-up. Next is you have to take your prospect from exposure to exposure. Let's be real. Our business is a unique concept. And we're in Nigeria. Several people have done all kinds of things. They've lost money. They've done Ponzi scheme thinking that it was network marketing. They have limited education about the industry, the profession, right? So many times it will take multiple exposure, an average of 4 to 6 exposures before somebody makes a decision. So don't be so quick to want people to join after seeing the business for the very first time. All right. So understand that your job is to take them from one exposure to the other exposure until they have full understanding and are able to make a decision. Okay. For example, somebody attends your 5 p.m. presentation, didn't sign up. Don't give up on that person like that and think, oh, it's not for him. No. You have to follow up. In the follow-up, you know why he didn't sign up, and then you know what to do next with him. There will be an area where he doesn't have understanding just yet, and it's your job to help him to, get more information and understand in that process. Okay. Next is condense the exposure for better results, meaning that you don't want them to attend 5 p.m. today, and you are waiting for the next 1 week before you reach out. I mean, you've lost that person. You have to now start from scratch again. Keep the iron while it's hot. Okay. Next, don't be a hunter. Be a what? Farmer. Hunters are just looking for instant hits. Let me go and hunt down food today, eat today, tomorrow I'll go hunting again. That's not your attitude. Your attitude is that you always want to be a farmer, meaning that you are always sowing. Each time you invite somebody and you show them the business opportunity, you are actually sowing a seed. Some of those seeds will germinate immediately, that I call the miracle. Some will germinate in another 2 weeks, 4 weeks, but you always want to be sowing. Always be sowing. And sowing simply means you are always showing new people the business. Is somebody with me? Now, you don't just sow and leave it. You sow, you water. Watering is follow-up, right? So you sow, you water for your harvest to come. And if you keep sowing, you must surely have a harvest, right? That's for sure. Okay, so sow enough seed to get your harvest. The challenge most times is that people just invite a little and they stop and they say it doesn't work. I have shown everybody it doesn't work, right? Don't be that person. Be a what? Farmer. Constantly be sowing. Be constantly sowing your seed. If you keep doing that and you don't leave the field, guess what? You will surely have a harvest. Next is be patient with your prospect, but have a sense of urgency. Meaning that You want to put yourself in the shoes of your prospect. He's seeing this concept for the very first time. He's not quite knowledgeable just yet about the profession. So you have to learn to be patient with that person. Now, the urgency part is you also don't want them to, just leave them like that. You want to collect a decision as quickly as possible. And when I say you want to collect a decision, it could be either a yes or a no. Okay? Because a no does not mean that you can never get them again, ever. It simply means next opportunity. It simply means I'm not ready now. Because most time it's all about the timing. Is somebody with me? Okay? So don't forget those key concepts, those ground rules as we progress further here. If you are with me, type in yes in the chat board. Okay? Those are the rules you must keep in mind as we progress further here. Next is, what should be your attitude when you are following up your prospect? One, you want to be a consultant. Our business is not a business of selling. It's a business of training and consultancy. Please write that down. It's about training and consultancy, meaning that who is a consultant? Simply somebody who helps a client or their prospect in this case to find answers or solutions to their problems, right? You are doing what is in their best interest, not in your own best interest. You are a consultant. You just want to know, right? Let them give you the facts. What's the challenge here? How can I help? You are there to help, okay? You're not there to sell them what they don't want. You are there to consult for them, to guide them properly because you know better, right? You must have a strong posture. You are like a doctor in this situation. You have the solution to their problem, right? But first must know what is that problem, what is the challenge, what's the objection here, what's the real issue here? Because many times when they give you an objection, guess what? That is not the real thing, right? They just put up that facade to kind of like, deceive you or to just get you off their back. So you have to learn to be a consultant to understand what is the real problem here. And then to do that, you must have a strong posture. I mean, I am here to help. Either you join the business or you don't join the business, does not matter. It's a numbers game. And that is why we talk about the law of big numbers in our business. We tell you, talk to a lot of people, invite a lot of people so you can have a strong posture. You will not say, this one did not join, I don't fail. No. Have a very big list because you need that big list for to have a strong posture. Okay? To have a strong posture, you need a big list. So that when you go through your list, you will not say, I don't have prospect to invite again. Because if your prospect sense that you need them to become successful, guess what? They will not join. If I write this down, Matt Morris said this. He said it best. He said that when you are afraid of your prospect saying no, sorry, let me rephrase. When you stop being afraid of your prospect saying no, they will start saying yes. That is simply having a strong posture right there. When you stop being afraid of your prospect saying no to your opportunity, they will start saying yes. In other words, your attitude is that I don't care if they join or not. My job is to educate. My job is to be a consultant. My job is to help them to understand what it is that we have. If I do that long enough, I will surely have results. Okay? In fact, in the long run in our business, you are paid for every yes and no. You are paid for it. Okay? So next is, it is all about beliefs. The person with the stronger beliefs win. Write that down. The person with the stronger belief wins. As I'm going to see as we progress here, you realize that all this thing right here is a matter of belief. If your prospect believe that network marketing does not work, and they believe that so strongly than your own belief that it does work, guess what? They want you over to their side. Your job during follow-up is to transfer belief, break their negative belief system, and rebuild a new one. And I'm going to show you how to do that shortly, okay? It is basically through education and understanding, through exposure to exposure to exposure, okay? Knowledge is how you build and you break beliefs. It's a numbers game. So don't be so don't just invite 10 people and then focus on them for the rest of the month. Okay, you have to go through the numbers. It's a numbers game. All right, and it's not only in our business, it's in literally every business. Back in my when I was in digital marketing, if I was looking to get, like, let's say 5 people to buy my course, guess what? I would have to, in my mind, I would calculate, let me generate at least 100 prospects, 100 leads, we call it, because I understood that it's actually a numbers game, right? If I want to get 5 people to buy my course, I get 100 people to see my presentation, right? So it's always a numbers game. So don't forget that. Don't think that you just talk to 2, 3, and they will all join you. That will lead you to frustration. Okay, it's a numbers game. Next, be excited. All right, don't be, because you can actually transfer your emotional state to your prospect. When somebody is down, feeling down, depressed, they don't make decisions, they don't take action. You have to be excited. Okay, and finally, you are there to do what is in their best interest. And I always tell people this, that until your prospects sign up, you can't help them. Is that true? Until they sign up, we can't help them, right? They can't have the good life they want to have. They can't have the time freedom they want to have. They can't have the financial freedom they want to have until they sign up. That's why when we are following up our prospects and we are closing them down, collecting the money, we are actually doing what is in their best interest. And they have to know that. And you have to know that. So don't think when you are following up a prospect, they're actually calling them so that you can make your 4,000, 5,000, 7,000 naira. No. Of course, you make your money, yes. Because when you help people, you're going to get all your problems solved ultimately. But you are doing what is in their best interest. This is your mindset. Now, I want you to say this with me wherever you are, okay? This is very key. Say it after me wherever you are. I am an educator. I help people understand what we have to the point where they make a yes or no decision. Next, the company pays me because I solve the problems of my prospects. You must understand that as a fact. The comp plan is there. I guarantee you, if you put 10 codes on your left, 10 codes on your right, it will match and you will make 70,000 naira. But guess what? You are being paid that because you are able to help your prospect solve their problems. Is that not? My prospects are not signing up yet. Keyword there being yet, because they have a limiting belief, either in the business, in network marketing, or in most cases, they have a limiting belief in themselves. I hope we are saying these things. I said you should say it so that it can actually sink in your subconscious. All right. My income in this business will be in direct proportion to my ability to help my prospect overcome their limiting beliefs. Okay. To increase my income, I must increase my problem-solving skills. Please write that last statement in the chat board. Okay? You have to keep reminding yourself of this. You want to increase your earning in the business, simply increase your problem-solving skills. All right? When somebody has a wrong mindset, a wrong belief about our business, and you are able to help that person go from that place of ignorance to a place of understanding, what have you done? You have solved their problems, right? So to increase your income in the business, you must increase your problem-solving skills. It's called becoming more, right? Are we together? Okay. I hope we are still together. Now, if you check your success manual, you are going to see this follow-up script in your success manual. So after a presentation, you are simply asking the prospect, did you attend the event or the presentation? They say, yes, I did. Did you stay to the end? Great. So what do you like best about the business? What do you like best about the business? Okay, let me ask you a question on a scale of 1 to 10. So all of this is inside your success manual, right? Now, note this. When they give you an objection, if I'm just saying this ahead of time, because this training tonight, I will not be talking about, you holding game plan. It's actually about closing down, right? You want to get them to pay, collect the money. That's the goal here. But if your confidence level is not there yet, watch my lips. If your confidence level is not there yet, please humble yourself and do three-way call instead. Hello? If your confidence level is not there yet to handle the objection, you know you will mess it up. Okay? Just let somebody else do that for you. Do a three-way call, a conference call between you and your upline leader. All right? There is nothing to be ashamed about. Okay? There is nothing to be ashamed about. Lean on that support system. Is that taking place? Is that taking? Because you will not come and say, oh, I cannot convince them myself, therefore I lost them. Use the third-party resource right there. Okay? But for you, maybe you've been a while in the business, you are you want to try your best to help somebody yourself, you have enough experience and all of that, then this will be really, really helpful. Okay? But just in case you are not able to grab all the things I'm going to share with you tonight on how you handle these objections, please know that you can always fall back to what? The third party, the three-way call. Is that taking place? If you got that, please type in yes. Please type in yes. So don't be too, don't be under pressure. Okay? Don't be under pressure to handle your prospect objection by yourself. You always have that support system of three-way call. All right? So it's there inside Success Manual. So use that approach. Oh, I have a mentor that I work with in the business who can address your question. Let me put you on a call with him. We have the script in the Success Manual. Let me even show you here. So you will not say, this thing is hard though. I cannot do it yet though. So I'm saying it now, so it is not for everybody just yet. Okay. If your level of confidence is not there yet, simply use this script. Page 34 of second edition of Success Manual is there. How to follow up your prospect. Confirm if they attended to the end. Find out what they like best. Simply read the script. Ascertain their interest level. Okay. That is on a scale of 1 to 10. Find out their objection or why they have not paid just yet. Okay. So once they give you that objection, next is ascertain their level of seriousness. Okay. And once they do that, next is what? Schedule them for a three-way call with your leader who has more experience in the business to help you address their challenges and lead them to the next step. Okay. So you always have this option of a three-way call. You don't have to handle the objection by yourself. Is that taking place? I am stressing it so that you not come and say, I tried though and I lost the prospect. Okay. But let me just tell you this. At a point, you got to try, right? At a point, you got to try. And that's why I'm doing this, okay? But just know you have that fallback plan. Now, I'm going to give you like 3 different approaches to handling objection. I'm going to rush now. 3 different approaches. The first one is the 4-step framework by Eric Warren. Okay, what is the 4-step framework? Is what? Listen, relate, tell a story, ask a question. Listen, relate, tell a story, ask a question. First, listen to them. Listen to your prospect to gain better understanding of the objection. Ask questions that helps you understand them better. Please note that before getting to handling their objection, you have already gone through this script right here. Are you following? You have gotten them to a point where they gave you on a scale of 1 to 10. They gave you between 2 and 9, and they said, I am interested, but I don't have money, but this, but that. Okay. And then now they have given you the objection. It is time to handle the objection. Are you following, please? Okay. So this is the follow-up script. Now, the first framework I'm going to give you is listen, relate, tell a story, ask a question. And the question is, if I, would you? Okay. Now, the first step here is what? Listen. To gain better understanding of the objection, ask questions that help you understand them better. That's the first step with this framework. Meaning that don't just jump in and try to address the problem. Okay? You are like a doctor. If you go to a doctor, what do they do first? They will ask you, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling headache. Okay, what else are you feeling? You have, they are going to diagnose your problem before they prescribe a drug for you, right? before they prescribe for you. So if your prospect just give you an objection and you just try to hit it like that, pam, you might be prescribing the wrong drug for the wrong illness. Okay. So listen to them and try to understand what are they really saying in the real sense, right? What are they really saying in the real sense? They say, I don't have money, and you know this person has money. Has it happened to you before? You know this person has the money. That's not the real problem, right? That's not the real problem. So you want to always ask questions to get to the point. Next is what? Relate. So that they know that it is not unique to them. Their concern is valid. Don't say, you now, as somebody says, for example, I can't convince people. And you're like, no. What's there? It's not, is this, is that. You just try to, no, don't do that. Relate. Okay? Oh, I understand. I mean, the average person cannot even sell, right? Relate to them. I felt the same way you are feeling right now when I first saw this business, right? I felt I would have to start convincing people and all of that. And then what? Tell a story. But guess what? This was how you overcame. So tell them that story of either yourself or somebody else. Okay? Listen, relate, tell a story. Okay? When you say you can't convince people, that reminds me of so-and-so person. Okay? I will use a practical example of this particular framework in this training tonight. You're going to see how I use this. Okay? And then ask them a question. If I, would you? So listen, relate, tell a story, ask a question. That's the first framework. The next one is what I call the F3 framework. I heard this from Mark Morris, okay? And it's simply feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. Somebody says, I don't have money. I know how you feel. Okay? I felt the same way. When I was pursuing this business, I didn't have the money. I was broke, right? So I understand exactly how you feel. I felt the same way too. But here is what I found out. I realized that for me, okay, not for me, if I didn't raise that money, I would never have money, right? For me, I found out that this is actually a way for me to raise money so that tomorrow I will not be saying I don't have money. So I am not placing it on the prospect. I am placing it back to myself. Is somebody following this? This is the second framework to handling objection. F3 framework, feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. Here is what I found out. Is somebody with me? Now, what if the objection does not relate to you? In other words, you didn't have that talent in your own business when you started the business. Then you can use somebody else's story. You know what? I know how you feel. I mean, I remember so-and-so person in our team, one of my friends in the business, also felt the same way too when he first saw this business, right? But here is what he found out. He realized that there's a system in place that can help him to educate his prospect. It doesn't have to convince them. So basically, you are, showing them that it's possible for them to overcome that limiting belief or a challenge. If you get this second framework, type in got it. Please type in got it. Just have this at the back of your mind, because you are going to see this in play as I bring like live samples. But just have this framework so that when you find yourself in situations, in real life practical situations, you know how to go about the objections. All right. So let's quickly go through common objections and how to handle them. Common objections and how to handle them. Okay. Before we get into handling the objections, please note this. Okay, these are points for you to note. Before attempting to handle any objection, you always want to be sure that the objection they are giving you is the real issue. Because like I said, sometimes a prospect just says something to sound either smart or to just get you to stop bugging them. Okay, they say, I don't have money, but that's not the truth. The truth of the matter is that they don't really believe the business can work for them. They don't believe that they can succeed in the business. They can't see themselves making money in the business, right? So you always want to be sure that that objection is the real issue. So how do you do that? So before you handle the objection, always ask these three questions. I beg you, please do not forget these three questions. So somebody says, for example, I don't have money. Oh, Mr. Prospect, Mr. John, I hear what you are saying, but tell me this. Is it that you really don't have the money? Or that's your polite way of saying no? Okay. So you want them to, you want to wait just like that, just wait and let them talk. All right. This is you being a consultant. I hear what you are saying, but tell me, is it that you really don't have time? Is it that whatever the objection is, or that's your polite way of saying I am not interested? Okay. If he says, oh, of course, I'm interested in the business, but I don't just have the money. Then you ask them, do you want to do this business? Okay. If he says no, my friend, just move on, all right? And go and look for somebody else that wants to do the business. But if he says, yes, I want to do the business, now he's the one selling you that he wants to do this. He's the one raising his hand, okay? Telling you, yes, I want to do the business. You confirm again. Are you sure? Do you really want to do this business and make it work for you? So now he has sold you twice. Okay? Is somebody following me? He has sold you twice, and now you have their permission to be a consultant and attempt to help them overcome that challenge. At least now you know that they have interest in doing the business. They have seen an opportunity for themselves in the business, but that challenge is a real issue for them. If you are following me on this, please type in following. So what I'm trying to establish here is this. Don't try to just jump in and address their objection without doing this. It's very, very key. Okay? You want to be very, very sure that they want to do the business. Okay? So just ask them, do you want to do this business? Because either ways, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to be sure. I'm here to be a consultant for you. Okay? So tell me, do you really want to do this business? All right? So once they say they want to do the business, then now we can help them and address their objections. So common objections and how to handle them. Tonight, I'm going to treat these objections using those frameworks I shared with you earlier. First is, I don't have time. I don't have money. I want to think about it. How much have you made? I can't convince people. I want to speak to my spouse. Is it a pyramid scheme? And I don't understand the concept or what it is. Okay, are we ready? If you're ready, say I'm ready. Okay. First one. Please hold on right there. Someone said I'm fully ready. Just give me a moment while I quickly correct what I just saw. I want this to come out in sequences so that it can be understandable. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me correct that right there. Okay. I hope we are getting value. I hope we are learning. Okay, so let me share. I can see many new faces here. Interestingly, right? Okay, so somebody said, I don't have time. Is that the first? Okay, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So this guy comes and says, I don't have time. And you ask the person, Mr. Prospect, I hear what you are saying, but let me ask you this. Is it that you really don't have time? Or that's just a polite way of saying no? Because either way is fine. I don't know, be sure. Of course, I have interest in the business, just I don't have time. I'm so busy. I have my job, I have this, I have that. I'm so busy, blah, blah, blah. You know, gives you all kinds of reasons why he doesn't have time. Okay. So, Mr. Prospect, do you want to do the business? I'm going back to those 3-step questions to ascertain their interest level, right? Yes, I want to do the business. Oh, sure, yes, why not? Do you really want to do the business? So he confirms for you the second time. Okay, great. Then you ask him, aside the time, do you see an opportunity here? Do you see an opportunity here? And just wait and allow him to talk. All right? Allow him to talk. If he says he sees opportunity, if he does not see opportunity, it means that he needs to go through a session again. Okay, he needs more exposure. All right. So, but if he says, yes, I see an opportunity here, you know what? Just close him down with other people's story. In this case, let's use Dr. Mba, for example. Okay. I want to say, yes, I see an opportunity here. Fantastic. You know what, Mr. John? When you say you don't have time, it reminds me of one of our partners, Dr. Elijah Mba. He was working in 4 hospitals when he saw this business. He was so neck deep in his work, but financially behind, and he wanted to make a change in his life. He came to realize that if he didn't make any changes today, his situation would still remain pretty much the same. So he started the business part-time for only about 10 to 12 hours a week, and gradually his business began to pick up. Today, Dr. Mba has not only made enough money from this business to fire his boss, he is now earning in 8 figures every month and mentoring a lot of busy people to use this business as a leverage to buy back their time and take charge of their lives. He is now in full control of his time and enjoys more time with his family. Mr. John, are you ready to start your business now part-time so that tomorrow you can have more time? Do you understand that simple framework right there? Okay. This is you straight up closing him down with somebody else's story. Okay. Very simple, just that you have to know your upline story, your leader story, and all of that. You can even use my story. Guys, when I first saw this business, I was in school. I was doing my final year project. I had my agency going on, neck deep in my agency business. In fact, there were days, you can ask TM, there were days I worked till 3 a.m. and uncle would be begging me to go and sleep that time, right? So I was so busy. It's not like I was so busy also, right? At that time, I was also involved in the fellowship. So I had many things going on. Yet today, I'm still here. You can start part-time. I started part-time. How many part-timers are here? Okay. So you can use this story to close. Okay. And if he says no, then you ask him, Mr. Tunde, what is the best way forward? Okay. What is the way forward towards getting you started as fast as possible? Then keep quiet and let him talk. Okay. So this framework is how you handle I don't have time objection. In fact, sometimes you can even ask them, when they say I don't have time, you ask them, how does that make you feel? Not being there for your family members, not having time for yourself, how does that feel? Do you want to change that? Right? Do you want to change that? Okay, so basically, that is what you are doing right there. Okay, someone said previous slide. Okay, right here. Okay, can I move on now? Guys, can I move on? Can I move on to the next objection? So simply, this framework works 100%. You cannot explain the objection, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Daniel, that means he's saying that I want to go and think about it. That's what it simply means. All right. So we'll get to that one shortly. Okay, so let's move on very quickly. Next objection is I don't have money. Now, first off, please do your best to talk to people that have money. All right. Do your best to talk to people that have money, because if somebody really doesn't have money, he's so broke, and his network are also very broke, you can't do anything. No. Okay. I mean, you cannot milk juice out of the empty barrel, right? So do your best to talk to those that have money. Okay. But let's say this guy has the money but he's still saying, I don't have money. All right. How do you handle the I don't have money objection? Is love here? Come on, you love. Are you in this meeting? Our audio is not connected. Kai. Come on, say Kai. That's the person, and it's because of her I'm actually doing this training. It was because of her I changed my mind to run this training instead of the one I wanted to do before, right? And now our audio is not connected. I want to say chai. Anyways, let's proceed. I don't have money. How do you handle that? Okay. How do you handle I don't have money? Again, you always want to go back to the framework, right? I hear what you are saying, Mr. Prospect, but is it that you really don't have the money, or that's just your polite way of saying no? If he says, I'm not really interested, okay, now you know. So please just move on and get to somebody else who will be interested. Okay, you can't force them to do this business. You can't force anybody. Okay, don't try to force them. But if he says, honestly speaking, Benga, I love the concept. I mean, I want to start right now, but money is a challenge. Then now we can help their life. But you want to ask them again, do you want to do this business? Yes, I want to do business. Do you really want to do business? Are you sure? He goes, yes, the second time. Okay, now it's time to handle the objection. Are you following? Are you following? So you always want to start with that 3-step question, all right? You always want to start with that. I hear what you are saying, but is it really that dash, okay? Is that really the issue, or is it just a plateau of saying no? Okay, so always want to confirm that before you try to handle the objection. So now you've confirmed that they love the business, they want to do the business, but money is a challenge. How do you handle that? I'm going to give you 2 approaches, and I learned this from Mark Morris. Okay, approach number 1 to handle the money objection is this. So somebody says, I don't have the money, and you've asked them all the things, they really want to start the business, but they don't have money. Then you go, so tell me this, Mr. John, who do you love the most in your life? And let him give you an answer, right? Let's say, for example, he says his mom, or he says his wife. Okay. Once he says the person he loves most in his life, then you go, okay, let's assume your mom gets thrown in jail today, obviously for a crime she didn't commit, but your mom got thrown to jail. Bail money costs 45,000 naira to get her out. What are you going to do? Are you going to let your mom spend the night in the jail all night with a bunch of other criminals? Or are you going to come up with the 45,000 naira and bail her out? Keep quiet and let her talk, or let him talk in this case. Okay? Did somebody catch that? So in most cases, this guy is going to say what? Of course, I will look for a way to bail her out. Is that not? Okay. So once he says that, then you go, you know what? Here's my advice to you. Obviously, you can come up with the money. So come up with the money. Let's get you started. Let's get you earning some money, and let us get you out of financial jail, because that is really what you are in right now. All right. So just come up with the money in the next 24 hours. Now, to do this, again, strong posture. Okay, because this is true. If I ask you that same question now, somebody say, I'm so broke, I don't even have money. But if this happens to you, won't you raise the money? I think you would. I was talking to a prospect, the other day in the office, and the person painted it like, I mean, you can't have the money. I said, you know what, just say, I beg, I have an emergency. Now I just need so and so amount. What was it? I have an emergency. I will explain later. Right? So that's the first approach. If you understand that, please type in got it. Type in got it. I'll go over it again. Okay. So tell me this. Who do you love the most in your life? My mom, my wife, my whatever it is. Okay, let's say that person got thrown in jail today, obviously for a crime they didn't commit, but that person got thrown in jail. and bail money costs 45,000 naira to get them out. What are you going to do? Are you going to let them spend the night in the jail or with a bunch of other criminals? Or will you come up with the money and bail that person out? Okay, and then you advise him come up with the money. That's the first approach. Second approach is this. So of course, by now you have done the 3 steps to confirm that they have interest in the business. They want to do it, but they don't have money. So then you say, well then, let me ask you this question. If I can sell you a brand new GLE 450, a brand new GLE 450, 48 million naira Benz. Okay. If I can sell you a brand new GLE 450, 48 million naira Benz for 45,000 naira, but you have to come up with the money in the next 24 hours, would you buy the Benz? And then let him answer, right? Most times he's going to tell you a yes, unless he's lying, right? So you know what? Obviously, you can come up with the money. So let's help you. What do we need to do for you to come up with the money in the next 24 hours? Because we want to get to an institution where you become financially free and you can one day buy that 48 million naira Benz. Okay. Is this clear to us? Is this clear to you? I just give you 2 approaches now on how you can handle I don't have money objection. Okay. So that's the second approach. Next is somebody says, I want to think about it. Okay. I want to think about it. Again, ascertain their interest. Those 3 questions. Mr. Prospect, I hear what you are saying, but let me ask you this. Is it that you really want to go and think about it, or that's just a polite way of saying no? They say, I really have interest. Do you want to do the business? Are you sure? Now you can handle the objection. Approach number 1. So let's say you get to do this. Do you want to make a little bit of money, or you want to make a lot of money? What would they say? What would they say? Obviously, of course, I want to make a lot of money. Well then, let me give you some coaching here. It doesn't matter. You can think about it, but here is the rule in our business. People do what you do. Speed of the group is determined by the speed of the leader. If you saw this and you think about it for a day or 2, guess what? Your group is like, guess what your group is likely to do? They are going to want to think about it. And so here is what I will advise you to do. If you really want to do this business, if you see an opportunity here, then go ahead and get started. Even though in your mind, you are thinking about it, but you realize that people will do what you do, okay? And this will become a story for you that you can use from now for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years in this business. Do we get that concept? Okay. First, you ask him, let's say you get to do this business. Do you want to make little money or you want to make a lot of money? They're going to say a lot of money. And of course, make a lot of money, they need people saying yes, right? To sign up. So when they say, I want to make a lot of money, then you tell them, you know what? Let me give you some coaching here. And it doesn't matter. Of course, you can think about it for as long as you want. But here is the rule in our business. People do what you do. The speed of the group is determined by the speed of the leader. So if you saw this and you think about it for a day or 2, guess what your group is likely to do as well? They are going to think about it. And here is what I'm going to advise you to do. If you really want to do this business, if you see an opportunity here, then go ahead and get started right now. Even though I know that in your mind, you are thinking about it. But guess what? You realize that people will do what you do. And so you're going to have a story, okay? So that tomorrow when you now sign up and somebody says, let me go and think about it, tell that person, you know what? When I first saw this business, I felt the same way too. But I realized people will do what I do, right? So it's going to have a story right there. Did you get this approach? That's the first approach, all right, to handling. Let me think about it. Objection, all right. Next approach is this. So of course, you have ascertained that they have interest in the business and all of that. Then you say, but it says, I just want to think about it. All right, no problem. But you know what? Let me give you a little bit of coaching here. Feel free to let me know if I'm wrong on this, but would you agree that where you are in your life right now is based on the decisions or lack of decisions you made 2 to 3 years ago? And where you're going to be 2 to 3 years from now is based on the decisions or lack of decisions you make today. Would you agree that is true? Okay. So you're asking them a question, all right, that do they agree with you that where they are in their life right now is based on their decisions or lack of decisions 2 to 3 years ago, and where they are going to be 2 to 3 years from now is based on their decisions or lack of decisions that they make today? Of course, what are they going to say? They agree, right? Then you're going to ask them, would you agree that it makes sense? Let's get you to make a decision now to help you get in a situation where 2 or 3 years from now, you are not in the same situation that you are in right now. Okay. Did you get that framework right there? This is a case of procrastination. Normally, people like to procrastinate. All right. But here you are trying to help him address that challenge. All right. So let us get you to make a decision now, so that 2 to 3 years from now, you can actually be in a different place in the next 2 to 3 years. All right. Next, how much have you made? Somebody said, show me proof earlier, Abby. I think that was Princess. And somebody was saying, show me proof. It's very, very similar to how much have you made? All right. It's very, very similar. So listen to this. So somebody asks you, how much have you made? You know what? I don't know, because I haven't finished collecting it all yet. And that's true. You know, that will actually startle them. They're going to be like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Right? They are going to have this sense of curiosity. What do you mean by that? And then you're going to say, because I am getting paid today for what I did 3 months ago. In fact, in my case, I am still getting paid today for what I did 2 years ago, 1 year ago, right? You know, in this business, some people that you show the business today may not join until later. And when they do, you are paid for every success they have for as long as they remain in the business. There are people I signed up last year till today. I'm still making money for what they are doing. Is that not? It's a leverage business, right? So every effort I put in today pays me indefinitely. I am rewarded even when I've stopped working. Is that not? So I really can't tell you how much I've made because I haven't finished collecting it all yet. If you understand that, please type in yes. That's the first approach. Okay. Great. Now, in the background, understand that why this person is asking this question is he's afraid he cannot succeed in the business. That's his fear, but he won't tell you. Okay. So let's move on. Now, second approach is this. You could actually deflect it by redirecting the discussion back to him by saying, the real source here is not how much I am making, but how much you can make in this business. Who knows? You might even run faster than me once you get a hold of the system. I have seen people who are not as smart as you, and yet built an amazing business for themselves. In that place, you can throw in a story. Look at engineer Pastor so and so, right? No degree, primary 6 school leaver, and today is a monthly millionaire. He drives a Benz, ordinary mechanic, right? So it's all about the system. It's not about you, okay? It is not about you. So now, if you're still pressing further, use the showstopper line. Use the showstopper line. If he's still pressing further, what is that showstopper line? You do this by asking him an explosive question. Mr. Tunde, can I ask you a question? And I would like a yes or no answer. You can use this after you have used the first approach and he's still asking you further questions. Mr. Tunde, can I ask you a question? And I would like a yes or no answer. Do you think you are smart enough to succeed in this business? Keep quiet. Okay. What do you think he's going to say? Is he going to say he's dumb or is he going to say he's smart? Most likely, he's probably going to say he's smart. He's going to give you a yes in that case, right? So instead of squeezing an ineffective answer out of me, why don't you just make the bold and smart decision of getting started right away? Simple as that. Okay, that's it. That's it. So if he's now still a skeptic, like it's more like he's cynic now. He's still cynical. What do? Put his name somewhere. 6 months later, each month as you encash, send him your alerts. Okay, send him your alerts. So then finally, on that question, on that objection, you can say, do you want to do the business? Yes. Do you really want to do the business? Or is you're asking me how much I've made, a polite way of saying you're not interested? If he says he's interested, then just tell him, congratulations, let's get you plugged in right away to get in a position where you can start earning from this business, all right? Let's get you in and stop all the beating around the bush, all right? Is that clear? Are we clear on that? Are we clear on that? Next one is, I can't convince people. What if I don't get referrals? Now, this is actually a very simple one, actually. It's very simple. The reason why they are saying that is because they think that they will have to go and start convincing by themselves, right? So the first thing you're going to do is what? First, be very, very sure that that's the real issue, all right? Be very, very sure that is the real issue. They are going to say, let me ask you a few questions to know if you can connect people and become successful here. All right. Question 1, can you write down contact lists from your phone and send them an SMS will give to you? Of course, yes. Can you invite a friend to attend an event if we give you the script to use? Why not? Then congratulations, you have what it takes to become successful in this business. It is not your job to convince anyone. Simply connect them using any of those tools and let our system do the talking and convincing. Let's get you plugged in, okay? Is that clear? Simple, straightforward, no story. All right? So you have simply put him in a place where you can actually see the system being utilized. You can even ask him right there to recommend the contact. Let's do the contact recommendation. Bring out your phone. Write down the 50 contacts, right? Take this text, send to them. We're going to call them, invite them to our Zoom meeting. You see the business they key in, you make money. Okay? And in this case also, sometimes they are afraid they will have to venture out on their own. Okay? So let them know that there is a system and a mentorship that we are going to work with them. All right? It's just fear, actually, right here. It's actually fear. And sometimes they have a story. They've done something similar in the past. Okay. Somebody says, it's not for me. Somebody says, it's not my thing. All those kind of questions. This is your answer to that question. I mean, to that objection. Is that clear? Okay. All of it are typed in. Somebody said, it's not my thing. I'm shy. I can't be. If you are shy, can you do this? If you are shy, can you write down contact from your phone? If you are shy, can you invite a friend to coffee? Can you invite a friend? I mean, it's not okay. So that's what. So are you saying that all you are doing here is simply being a consultant? You are simply an educator, right? That's your job. Next one is I want to speak to my spouse. It's a little bit tricky one. First is ask the 3-step question, because most times that's not the real issue. They actually are not interested. So you want to ask those 3-step questions. I hear what you are saying, Mr. Prospect, but is this really that you want to speak to your spouse, or that is your polite way of saying I am not interested? Because either way, I'm fine. Oh, of course, I want to do the business. I love the business, but you know, I'm a married man. I have a husband, right? So, do you want to do the business? Yes, I want to. Do you really want to do it? Yes, I want to. Okay, good, no problem. So, Mr. Tunde, please understand that the presenter who explained the business to you has training in presenting, has been running businesses successfully, and leverages on 10+ years of experience. Yet, it took him an hour to move you from where you were to a point where you are now interested in signing up into the business. Yet, you have not signed up. So, it is logically and professionally wrong that you can convince your spouse or friend to sign up in 5 minutes of explaining the business to them by yourself. Instead, give them the opportunity to listen to the presentation just like you did. So if I gave you a video that explains the business, would you watch it with her, and then we can discuss further? Is that clear? So in this case now, you send that person off with a tool, okay? And before you give them the video, ask the man, when will you watch it with the wife? And set up your next appointment before he leaves that call, all right? You also want to ask him, when are you going to watch the video with your wife, with your husband, and all that, okay? And then fix an appointment on when you're going to get on the call with both of them being there. If you get that, please type in got it. Please type in got it, all right? Please type in got it. I'm getting to the end already, okay? I'm getting close to the end already. All right, so that's how you handle, I want to speak to my spouse objection. Next is this a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme or a scam? Now, in most cases, these people have done Ponzi scheme. Okay, so they can tell you their story and you empathize with them before you now ask them, you know, the next question. Now, most people, when you, in this case, I'm going to give you like 2 approaches, okay? Now, most people, when they hear somebody saying it's a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme, they get defensive. No, it's not Ponzi scheme. Is this, and your prophet still feels, you know, this guy is just trying to sell me, right? So don't do that. So what do? John, I want to be sure I heard you right. You are asking if this is a pyramid scheme, right? He goes, yes. Then you ask him, is that what you are looking for? Because if that is what you're looking for, I cannot help you at all. You are simply throwing him off balance right there. Because he is not expecting you to be that confident and to come out that way. He will be thinking you should be coming to defend, you know, what is it and all that. Okay? So this should disarm them, but if they persist, then proceed. In some cases, they are concerned that network marketing is illegal. So ask them this question. Okay. Now, there are some people that they think network marketing is Ponzi scheme. They have done MMM. They have done all kinds of Ponzi scheme before, thinking that it was network marketing. So what do? You ask them this question. Mr. John, do you think Warren Buffett is a smart business person? Right? Do you think Warren Buffett is a smart business person? Let him answer. If he says he doesn't know Warren Buffett, let him Google Warren Buffett. If he doesn't know Warren Buffett, right? Well, now he has said that Warren Buffett is a smart business person, right? Oh, sorry. I'm moving too fast. Once he confirms that Warren Buffett is a smart business person, what do you say? Well, you know what? He owns 3 network marketing companies. Not just him, business tycoons like Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, Stephen Covey, Brian Tracy, and many others advocate for the network marketing industry. So if I gave you a video that gives you a little bit more insight into this amazing profession, would you study it? Or would you watch it? Right? And then send him The Rise of the Entrepreneur. Now, before you send out the video, always confirm when they will watch it and book your next appointment so you can talk and you can go further. Is that clear? Okay. So all you are doing in that case is simply to educate him on network marketing. All right. And this kind of person also booking for QSG so that you can understand the differences between network marketing and Ponzi scheme and all of that. Is this clear to you? Is this clear? So in this case, you can't just sign him up like that. You want to clear his doubt. All right. So that video will help him to understand better. Don't forget your job is to be a consultant. All right. Finally, the final objection for tonight is what? I don't understand what this is. As in, I don't even understand it all. I don't get it. What do? Simply, we schedule him for another presentation. If he is indisposed to attend the second presentation, send him a video to watch. Okay? It is very, very crucial that he sees a session to clear his doubt. All right? Now, most effective is to get him to see a full presentation. All right? Don't try to explain how the business works to him by yourself. Always use a tool. Okay? Somebody says, I attended you, but I don't get anything they're saying. I don't understand it, blah, blah, blah. You now start saying, hey, you know what? You connect one. You don't do that. All right? Use a tool. Okay? So, with that said, I have come to the end of this series. And now I'm going to take question, if any. So, but the bottom line here is the framework, right? The framework. The framework. So you can go over this again until you have more understanding, okay? So be a consultant, be a farmer. Don't try to, hard convince them and all of that, okay? Make sure that you do your best to educate your prospect. All right. So with that said, I will see you tomorrow on Super Monday Cell Meeting. Don't be late. Somebody said the slide of the last point. Okay, let me share again. There you go. There you go. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody. I think if you have any one objection, you can let me know. It's actually live on YouTube. All right. Someone says it's recorded. It's live on YouTube. I'll be here for another like maybe 2-3 minutes. Okay. Trying to scroll back up. But I think those are the common ones that you get, right? Those are the common ones. Mostly the common ones. Okay. So if you now have like a unique situation, just go back to the framework. I gave you 3 different framework. One is listen, relate, tell a story. If I would you. Second framework is feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. Here's what I found out. And the third framework is, just closing down with somebody else's story. When you say that objection, it reminds me of so and so person. Tell that story, how the person overcame the objection and now is successful. And then ask them to plug in and get started right away. So that said, thank you so much, everybody, for being on this call tonight. I'll see you tomorrow in the cell meeting. And no problem, just put his name, put his name in your what's it called? Your diary. 6 months later, let him be a fuel to your running. Hope is never. Let me read this out. Somebody said, what if prospect said he's expecting some cash by month ending? Should I just let him be, hoping he will call by month end? I can promise you he will never call. Okay. So what do you do in that situation? One, collect contact immediately. Okay. While you are waiting for month end, no problem. But you are in, right? You've asked him those 3 questions. Is it really that you're waiting for the card by month end or this and that? Those 3 questions, right? But he says, yes, of course, I'm in. I'm going to start by month end for sure. No problem. You know what? Let's get started working with you. Give me your contact. So you collect his contact and then book the next exposure. Okay? Book him for QSG. While you're waiting for the month end, let's start. Keep him moving. Okay? Just keep that discussion going. So give him the next assignment, next exposure, so that you don't lose that person. When they say he's going to call you, they're going to forget. Their life gets busy and all that and all that and all that. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. That's just what it is. She said she doesn't believe in online marketing. Person is living in the 18th century. Okay. But again, it's your job to help that person. So you may want to ask him why, because in that case now, I'm very, very sure that person most likely have a story. They most likely have a story, right? So you can ask that person, what's the story? So you can get to the real objection, and then you can address the real objection. So with that said, thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you on the Super Monday Cell meeting tomorrow, and have an amazing, amazing evening.